This video is going to go into how James generated more than 1,000 inbound leads from LinkedIn, resulting in more than $180,000 in closed deals in a matter of months, and how he stopped his spray and pray approach in marketing, went to having a predictable system to be able to stop chasing all day. So you've probably seen posts like these on LinkedIn, generating hundreds and hundreds of comments. What you don't know is that that's the system that secretly are really making a lot of agencies and companies and founders scale and get predictability to their marketing. So they can stop and hoping and praying, and they can stop using spammy tactics, but keep on providing value to their audience. Because you probably have an expertise. That expertise is your secret key to gaining predictable demand. Now, another example of this is Ivar. He runs a AI IT ops software company. And in a matter of a weekend, he got 200,000 impressions and 700 leads. And you have Trevor, who runs a sales agency that went from generating 350 warm leads just from a couple of posts. And a few other posts, he generated several hundred leads just from posting educational pieces of content on LinkedIn. So the thing here is that if you are a founder, owner, CEO of a B2B company, you run a sales agency, sales department, this is going to be the most important video of this year for you. Because if you're reliant on referrals, it's a bit of a slippery slope. And I'm going to tell you the system that helps companies escape referral handcuffs, but also how to build predictability to not be stuck on the hamster wheel of marketing. Because if you are who I assume you are, you're really good at what you do. You have happy clients, you get some word of mouth, but you have no real system for a predictable pipeline to be built. That makes you be stuck between two things: hoping for referrals or resorting to spammy tactics like using agencies, cold outbound, cold pitching, all of these things. And most founders hate both. Like, I get those outreach all the time in spammy tactics against me. I absolutely hate it. And honestly, if you do too, I see you. It's the same thing. The key problem that results to this is that if you stop doing what you're doing, growth stops. But the solution is actually really simple. Like, you want a predictable pipeline without becoming a marketing guru that allows you to convert expertise you have to demand on a repeatable basis. That's it. Instead of being stuck on the hamster wheel of marketing. The thing here is that you don't need much. You just need a proper system. So a previous client of ours, Felix, he had virtually no audience on LinkedIn, 190 connections. He went absolutely crazy viral. He got 142,000 impressions, 2,300 leads in a matter of a couple of weeks. So what he did is that he too created educational pieces of content and shared them on LinkedIn. And you can see 2,200 comments, 1,065, 1,500, just by sharing his expertise. And the thing here is that by doing this, you have a system that makes people trust you, because people will know about it. People will understand it. You show your credibility, you show your authority. But the problem is that most B2B growth tactics, marketing tactics, sales tactics that are taught and talked about online are focusing on attention and leads. And sharing your expertise is also that, but there is a hidden thing behind it that really makes it work. And I want to go into a bit of a interesting thing, because you have a scale. The more you put on marketing, the less you have time to deliver. This is usually what creates the feast and famine cycle that is the consequence of being the one that needs to push everything. If you're stuck on the hamster wheel of marketing, this is your life. And it was mine years back as well, before I found the secret that I'm going to tell you. Because the more you focus on marketing, you're getting closer to feast. The more you have in the feast, the less time you have for marketing, because you need to do delivery. And that gives you the slope down to famine, and the cycle repeats it again and again and again. The thing is that most of the tactics that are being talked about, they are locking you into this, because there's no longevity and predictability to it, because there needs to be a focus on what happens after the lead is generated. And that is where most people fail. So the thing is, most people do this. They pour more into the bucket. So they're doing more, they're chasing. But what ends up happening is that you get very loud because you have a lot of leakage. The thing you should do is that you should patch the leaks, and then you get more out from less input. This is the sole reason why our growth charts for the leads lists in anything from super broad B2B marketing to agencies to AI to manufacturing to really, really niche B2B SaaS always have a trajectory that goes up to the right. And these are all client numbers in terms of what they have built up a list, just sharing their expertise. So converting the thing that you guys are really, really good at to educational pieces of content that can drive the inbound and the volume for you guys. Because when a lead comes in, if you have no proper way to nurture them, build trust, follow up, keep your company top of mind, you're missing the bridge between a lead and a sale. And what I'm going to show you now are the three pillars that clients like James, Ivar, Trevor, Robert, Felix, Jason, Marcin, it's a bit of a typo there, sorry, Marcin, Paul, Hamza, Mohammed, Catherine, Alan, C, Mitch, Pratik, Mike, and many more clients are using. So the first thing, you need lead gen. And as you've seen, okay, share expertise on LinkedIn. And Paul is one that has done that as well. 90, 61, 39, 50, 45, 47, 89 comments on LinkedIn, just creating resources and guides based on expertise. Once you have that, you have those resources and you post them on LinkedIn to get the leads. You have your trust flywheel, which allows people to engage with that content, consume that content. That is where we can see what people view and click. We can gauge their interest level. We can tweak the recurrency and how often people get things and what they get. And that compounds over time to allowing you to know, okay, what audiences are interested and ready right now. So that you can put effort into those that are actually ready. So I want to show you how this actually works. So this is the map that we usually maps out for companies. So first off, you generate your leads. That is what you have on the left side. You need to store all the leads in one place, or a database or a sheet. You need to retarget them to keep on showing up and staying top of mind, and you need to book a call with them. Now, for generating leads, outbound is an amazing way, but 99% of people do it wrong, and that is what I've seen in the past 8 years since 2018, 17, 18, when I started doing that on LinkedIn, and things have changed. So you need to do outbound right. Most likely, if you're not doing it, you're missing out, and if you're doing it, you're most likely doing it wrong. The next thing is, as you've seen, is the posting on LinkedIn. It's an amazing one. Just share your expertise. Convert your expertise to demand, and then you can escape the hamster wheel marketing. Another one is you can run ads, but that is more a later stage usually. You save all of that data in the database, and then you have emails. Emails that link resources. You have retargeting ads that link the resources because you already have the leads. You want to give them content to consume more stuff. You have this idea of 7, 11, 4, which is a thing that Google came out with years ago, which was people need to consume 7 hours of content, 11 touch points, and 4 channels. Basically, you want people to consume a buttload of content. Your expertise is the source of that content. Now, that content can do two things. It can get people to watch the video, which is how they book, or they can go directly to book a call. When we review a company and the growth of that company, we look at what do you guys have. If you don't have that, you only have that, you don't have that, you don't have this, you maybe have some of that, and you have this version of it, you're capping your marketing and your growth. If you have all of these, your growth chart will always go up to the right. Always. And I've done this since 2011, and it's always been the case. Because by having this, you improve call quality, conversion, it becomes more predictable, and it reduces how much you need to manually chase because you have a system and an engine working for you. Now, in 2025, we did just inbound to see, okay, what does that do? 184,000 comments. It's a close to 10 to 15 million impressions on LinkedIn. We posted 1,254 times, and we generated 65,000 leads. My profile alone generated just shy of 4 million impressions, but we have 20 of those profiles. So we stack them and compound. But the thing is, you don't need this. You just need some. And for example, Robert, he was stuck on a paralysis by analysis for months for his Docker AI data aggregation database system for retrieval of data. But he did a couple of posts, got more than 300 leads over the span of a single weekend, which was more than what they've generated in the previous, I think it was 3+ months. So he posted a couple of times and really hit it off. Another one is Leonard. He had his software company. He generated 2,608 leads in 1 week just by posting about this. And he had another one here with 1,400, and then he commented on another one where he got 1,000. And you have more cases like this with Jason, with Marcin, with Alexander, Sasha, with Mohammed. The thing is that this system works because you have an expertise that people want. And this isn't about generating more random leads. It's generating qualified conversation, but people have raised their hand wanting to learn more and having calls with those people that already know who you are, what you do, they consume a bunch of your content. It completely changes the dynamic. This is the system. This is the key. How you put this together is what you need to have in place. Now, I want to invite you to have a call with us because we want to build a system for you. And it's not very, very expensive. The thing is, we only have capacity to take on 10 clients now. And how we want to do this is that we want to speak to you. So go down below, find a time. During that call, we want to learn more about your company. We're going to map that map, what you have, what you don't have, what you should have in place, also how you should do it. And by doing that, we're also going to see if you tick the boxes of those 10 companies that we want to work with. If you do, we're going to work together. If we don't, you're going to leave that call with a map and recommendations on how you should build that map for your company. So it's a win-win either way. Either you qualify and you rocket boost your growth and we build the entire setup for you in a couple of weeks, or you go off a call with a map to how you can do it yourself. So what is there to lose? Click down below, book a call. We'll go through, review your company, audit what you have, what you don't have, give our recommendation, and tell you how we would implement this in your company in a matter of just a couple of weeks. If that sounds interesting, click down below. We'll speak to you. And with that, I wish you a great rest of your day.